Hello and welcome to episode 74 of Dorki's Entropia Universe report. Today's episode will be a bit shorter, I think. One thing I know for sure though is that it seems like I keep saying that at the start of every episode these days, and it almost never ends up being the case. Anyway, today's episode covers my avatar progress and deed payouts for the week from Monday 19th to Monday 26th of October 2020. I spent most of my free time during the week actively playing Entropia Universe and finished few hunting missions, which is why I have not published any other videos over the week like I promised I would do. I just could not force myself to stop playing Entropia. Well, except for last night when I fired up Stellaris instead of Entropia. I was getting ready for next month's release of Cyberpunk 2077 by playing a bunch of evil sapient rocks who decided to found themselves a galactic megacorporation. By the way, it is less than a month till Cyberpunk 2077 now. In case it is not too obvious, I am really looking forward to that game. Anyway, I was also looking forward to the Halloween Mayhem instances in hopes of being able to grind for some Halloween strongboxes. I am not sure why, but I kind of hoped they would open up those instances a week early. They did not, and the info on the entropiauniverse.com website says the practice instances will open on 28th of October. So I hunted pesky Rocktropian crabs on Rocktropia, some small mobs on Arcadia and Cyrene, and did a bunch of mining and crafting as well. Rocktropian hunting went well, as you might already know if you read the full title of today's episode. I spent a day grinding them to finish my 5k mission on them. Loot was nothing special, but it was not bad either. I was getting ready to leave the planet and go do something else the next morning when I decided to go put down a few more crabs before the departure for the greener pastures. You cannot see it, but I put a few in huge quotation marks. We all know how it goes. It always ends up the same way for Entropia Universe players as the infamous "just one more turn" phrase does for players of turn-based strategy games. Maybe it is not a coincidence that I enjoy those sorts of games too. Anyway, back to Entropia Universe. My few crabs turned out to be few hundred, and one of those was probably an avid explorer who ate a pirate treasure while digging around on board a sunken ship just off the nearby coast. I mean, I have never seen any sunken pirate ships on Rocktropia, but there must have been one, because that crab exploded like a mother trucker into a rain of gold coins. It gave me 1082 PED and drained all the blood from my brain for about half an hour afterwards. Anyway, get ready because you will see that lovely HoF now. By the way, I did most of my hunting this week with the shining new Omegaton Igni L1000 that I bought from a friend. And it seems I have finally found the gun that I will keep and use on small and medium-sized mobs from now on. The damage interval is nice, and so is eco and efficiency once I put an amp on it. For now I have an Omegaton A104 and I think I will stick with that combo for now. Maybe I will buy a second one so that I do not have to whip out the portable repair unit so often. And since I was using a gun rather than whip or a Mind Force chip, I was getting commando skill ups this time around and managed to gain a hit point. Now I have 238 HP. I also went over 358k total skills, although this was in part thanks to rewards from the missions that I finished. The biggest contributor being the 5k pesky rock trophy and beach crab mission, which gave me well in excess of 200 skill points in my light melee weapons. I do not know how much that is in PED value of the skill, since there is no info on the mission rewards from this mission on Entropia wiki. But it was a nice reward because I already had a bit over 4.7k points in that skill when I turned in the mission, so 200 skill points is quite a lot at that point. Sadly, I forgot to record myself when I turned in the mission. I did record a bunch of other missions I finished though. But the crab mission will not be among them when I get around to making that video, whenever that will be. I originally planned to publish it sometime near the latest weekend, but did not have time for it. Anyway, thanks to the nice Uber from the crab and comparatively small profit from crafting my level 2 light amps, I ended the week in a nice TT profit of about 1000 PED. However, I fully expect Mindark to take all of it away over time, since it was a TT profit and Entropia Universe does not like to let people keep any TT profit in the long run. I did get some markup on top of that though. Hopefully it was enough markup to stay in the green even after they are done violating me for all that sweet cash I made this week. Either way, that was enough yapping about what I was doing last week. It is time to go over the deed and share payouts and prices for the week. As always, I will only cover ones that I personally own. I still do not own any Calypso land deeds. However, I do have some Arcadia Moon deeds, Arcadia Underground deeds, a Crystal Palace share, and a bunch of Ancient Greece shares. So let's start with the Arcadian deeds. Arcadia Moon deeds paid out twice, both payouts were for 1 pack per deed. Arcadia Moon deeds still have not sold out in the webshop, and I could not find any new info about how many remain unsold. The latest info on the forums is still from way back in July. So who knows, maybe there are only few hundred left, and maybe there are still over 9,000 up for grabs. Either way, Arcadia Underground deeds did way better than AMDs, just like they always seem to do. They paid out 7 times over the last 7 days. Most of these payouts were for 1 pack per deed. However, they did pay 2 pack per deed on 2 occasions for a combined total of 9 pack per deed for the entire week. The price of these deeds remains rather high after the recent price hike. Crystal Palace shares, on the other hand, paid 2 pack per share today. I do not have much to say about that. It is pretty much what they usually pay. Their price keeps moving up and down a little bit, nothing out of the ordinary though. The cheapest stack of Crystal Palace shares was priced at 19 PED and 27 pack when I recorded the footage for today's episode. There was somebody trying to sell off a large stack of them at 20 PED per share, but I doubt anyone will buy those since there were and probably still are plenty of cheaper shares available. Anyway, while Crystal Palace shares did not surprise me in any way, the same cannot be said for Ancient Greece shares. Those did surprise me when they actually paid out their 1 PEG per share today. I expected them to go at least one more week without a payout. But since they did pay today, their no payout streak lasted only 3 weeks this time around. So they seem to have improved a little. But of course, this will likely change soon. Halloween Mayhem is bound to screw with Ancient Greece shares' ability to provide revenue, and so is Merry Mayhem coming later in December. Still, I would love to be proven wrong in that regard. It would be really nice to see Ancient Greece shares perform well and actually go back up in price. And while we are talking about the price of Ancient Greece shares, the cheapest stack available for purchase this morning was priced at 7 PED and 65 PEG. In total, there were more than a couple thousand shares available at 8 PED or less. Something tells me that original batch of shares priced at 10 PED per share will take far, and I really mean far, longer to sell out than I originally expected. Unless their performance improves drastically and keeps up in the long term so that people can trust them to be worth their price. To conclude, I guess I failed to make today's episode shorter. Nothing new there, I usually fail in that regard. But luckily, this week's hunting, mining and crafting was not a fail for me, and I made a nice profit that will more than likely vanish into thin air over the next couple of weeks. But nothing stops me from hoping that Mindark will prove me wrong and give me more money instead of taking back what they gave me this week. I should be able to keep my profit at least for the next couple of days, since I only plan to AFK craft Explo 1 and play Stellaris until they open the Halloween Mayhem practice instances. My Omegaton Igni L1000 should be just perfect for grinding strong boxes in Annihilation Category 1 practice. By the way, I crafted up a bunch of level 2 light amps for myself on Sunday, only to forget them in storage on Calypso as I fled the crappy Calypsian loot to Rocktropia. I planned to mine through those amps here on Rocktropia in areas that are rich in alternative rock. The AFK Explo 1 crafting was just an afterthought. I did not have enough strength to fly back to Kelly for my amps when I realized what a moron I was. Anyway, how was your loot this week? Did you experience anything interesting in Entropia Universe lately? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching. I wish you a pleasant remainder of the day, and please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.